What's going on, everybody? Diallo Ricks TV back with another video, and in today's video we'll be discussing a potential blockbuster trade that seems to be a bit unrealistic, but to be completely honest, I would take this trade quicker than I can say I can make the trade about. We can make the trade about, okay? But this trade involves the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers, our enemies. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies, got a lot of people trying to drain me of this energy, okay? But this article is per heavy, and the headline reads, Proposed LeBron James trade sends Lakers a rival 5-time All-Star. It goes on to say the Los Angeles Lakers are heading towards a pivotal offseason, with LeBron James facing a difficult decision about his future. During an interview with Fox Sports' Kevin Wiles, the Ringer's Bill Simmons discussed a hypothetical scenario where James potentially pushed for a trade to the Clippers in a blockbuster deal centered around Kawhi Leonard. James has repeatedly made it clear that his desire is to live in Los Angeles, but the Lakers face an uphill battle to become a contender for the 2022-23 season. He says, quote, I think it's interesting you thought it would be a Paul George trade because I think you could talk me into like either guy, Leonard or George, Simmons said of potential Clippers trade during an April 15, 2022 episode of the Bill Simmons podcast. He goes on to say, if I'm the Clippers, I wouldn't trade Paul George for LeBron James. As crazy as that sounds, LeBron's going to be in his 20th year next season. He's on the last year of his deal. I have no idea if he's going to stay versus Paul George I have under contract, and he's really good. And then you have Kawhi, who has just missed a ton of games. I think if you're them, maybe that's a chance to reduce the risk of the Kawhi Leonard trade and roll the dice with LeBron James. So if you guys would like to read the full article, the link is in the description box. Yes, make this trade immediately, please. The perfect swap, okay? But as of today, as one of the voices, the frontliners of Laker Nation, what I'll be doing is I'll be starting a petition. That's right, I'll be starting a petition that all the diehard Laker fans like myself can sign to have our voices heard in some way to get rid of this overrated bum in LeBron James, okay, who is probably going to the same supplier that got the same plug that Barry Bonds had, if you get my drift, right? Allegedly. I had to put that out there. Allegedly. The Laker organization is being ran into the ground because there's a lot of blind witnesses out here that do not see what's happening right now, right before your very eyes, okay? And if they can't see this troubling situation, they're never going to see what's happening right in front of them. But LeBron James, he's asked for Anthony Davis. He asked for Russell Westbrook. He asked for Carmelo Anthony. Let's just give LeBron James the benefit of the doubt, okay? He knew that Anthony Davis was injury prone before he acquired him, but he still got him. But he won us a championship, so no complaints there. Okay? But Carmelo Anthony, his fellow friend of the expired banana boat, went on record and stated that LeBron James should be able to get him on the team because he's basically the GM of the Lakers, which means he has a lot of input and a lot of say in the decision making, right? But we traded players. We traded the entire young core for Anthony Davis, then traded the remainder of the young core for Russell Westbrook. Okay, this is who LeBron James wanted. So Anthony Davis only played 40 games this season, excluding AD. You still had Russell Westbrook on the roster. You still had Malik Monk, who played phenomenal all year. I literally heard a LeBron James fan say, you can't blame LeBron for this. The Lakers were too inexperienced. But just about every player on the team this year been to the playoffs. Yet, this wasn't enough to make the play-in tournament. Not fighting for an 8th seed. No, they wasn't fighting for an 8th seed. A play-in tournament. And Frank Vogel was fired. He just won you the championship. We watched LeBron James stat pad, not care about losing, dancing in the Super Bowl, laughing on the bench, mocking the legends. So you guys must realize something, people. We are in trouble. We are doomed. If nobody hold LeBron James accountable, bruh, nobody ever will, okay? It will never be his fault. He's like a 6'8" Chucky doll that's balding. He must be stopped. We must protest. We must march. Or otherwise, LeDevil James will continue spreading the evil. No! But the Lakers, they should trade LeBron James for Kawhi Leonard immediately. I would take a hobbling Kawhi Leonard playing on crutches with 4 fingers and 2 toes before I want to see LeBron James on the roster next year in the Laker uniform. So to the Lakers front office, if you really don't like the Clippers, then send LeBron James to the Clippers. Screw them for years. And send the Bronsexuals over there too. To make everybody else's life stressful and give them high blood pressure, okay? Tyronn Lue is already over there, which is a great pitch. Give us Kawhi Leonard, Luke Kennard, Robert Covington, and some 2024 draft picks. Anything but LeBron James. But in all seriousness, I have a petition in the description box. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.